How you doing, guys? This is Joe from Die Hard Outdoors. I'm going to show you how to tie a San Juan worm. It's a very simple fly to tie. Very, very effective on the river. I'm going to start out by just lacing the hook in red ultra thread. You just want to lay down a nice base across the whole hook. You could use lead wire, but it kind of sometimes tends to curl the worm. You're better off just tying it straight like this, fishing it with a split shot. You just want to wrap this base all the way back to the shank of the hook. Now when you take your chenille, you want to use, I like to use ultra chenille, ultra small, and I like to wrap three wraps where this fly will be tied on. So I'm going to start with it on the back hook, on the back side. You just got to get it so that chenille sits perfectly right on top of the hook, and then tie it in with about 5 wraps. Once I get those 5 wraps, I'm going to lift the worm back and give a couple wraps underneath. That gives that worm kind of that standing look. Now bring the thread up to the next spot, pull it down perfectly on top of the hook, and just give it another couple of tight wraps. So that was my second one. We're going to go for one more. Like I said, I like to do 3. Now pull it back, give it a couple underneath. Now we'll come up to the eye of the hook, give it the last wrap. It's a very simple fly to tie. The hardest part is just getting that chenille to sit perfectly on top of the hook. You could do your first wrap loose and then give it a nice couple of tight ones. And again, couple underneath. So there's my 3. The fly's tied off. Now I like to whip finish this fly underneath the chenille, so you want to leave yourself a little room so you don't crowd the head. But a nice whip finish underneath, it doesn't affect the fly. When you whip finish on top, it kind of crushes the chenille a little bit. I tied this fly on a size 14 scud hook. It gives that worm a nice curve. So there's the whip finish. If you watch our other videos, you could see how we whip finish. Just get that right down to the chenille and cut that. Now the fly's tied off. Now I like to just cut it to size. I used like a 3-inch piece. Now I'll just cut it. You got to remember, when you're fishing this in the river, the trout is most likely going to just suck the whole worm in. So you want a nice, I like to leave about 1 inch on each end. Now this is the most important part, the lighter. You want to singe each edge of that fly. Just hold the lighter to it for 1 second. You see it gives it that nice tapered look like a worm. And that's pretty much it. That fly's ready to fish and catch fish. You can check out more of our videos at DIEHARDOUTDOORS.COM. You could also see videos on how to fish them. Thanks, guys.